Thank you for watching Meatsauce Monty. I'm Matt Montgomery. He's Paul Meatsauce Lambert. Season 4.
Unbelievable.
When we started, did you think we'd be around for 4 years?
No.
Technically 5, if you really want to go back to our own show.
Yeah.
We were together for a year somewhere else.
Yeah. I didn't think we'd make it that far because I've never found anyone other than my family that has put up with me for more than 2 years. So this is a record. This is probably the longest relationship I've had.
You know, I wanted to make
I get the same action in this relationship as I did in my marriage, so it all works out.
But Todd and the Splash Zone with Thunder from Down Under. That's,
no one knows. Oh yeah, Todd. I forgot about all
Todd's here. Todd's here. Scott's here. Allie's, Castle Rock Curtis.
Yeah,
Tony the sound guy. The whole crew is here.
Castle Rock Curtis talks more than somebody doing coke with Pablo Escobar.
He talks that much. He's over there. He's saying hi. See, he's here. Everybody's here. We got the whole gang back together.
Yeah, it's sweet, man. I'm glad to be here. Mystic is sweet, dude.
Mystic
I love this
Lake
place.
has been so nice to us. We love them. Thank you to Mystic Lake. Our 3rd year here, 4th year of the show. New set. Look at this. New logo. Looks pretty sweet. You still like the cartoon of?
I
mean,
I look pregnant in it, but yeah, that's fine.
It's okay, pregnant you.
Or I've been stung by 5,000 bees, one or the other. I can't quite figure it out.
In real life, you look good.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You look very healthy.
This is a true story.
Yes.
This is the first time since our last show, which was what?
January, first week of January last year.
So 9 months that I put these pants on, and I didn't put them on until this morning because I'm like, if they're not going to fit, I'm going to call Matt and be like, I'm not coming. And they fit, and I was like, whoa. They fit.
Are they a $400 pair of jeans?
No. The
put
shirt's
those suckers
not
right
cheap,
up on Cowboy Bar?
I think these are Gap.
Well, it works. You look great. I'm so happy to be back with you. Our 4 years, I think this relationship works because we're a once-a-week thing. What do you think?
Yeah.
You're not looking at your phone yet? You're not staring down Todd looking at the watch? We got to say, Henry Thomas is our guest this week.
Can't wait. I love Henry Thomas.
He was here with us last year.
He's the best.
We said he's one of our best guests. He's a great guy. He's fun just to talk to. So he'll be here second segment. Let's start off. Let's get to it. Let's talk some Vikings. Preseason 3-1. Does that mean anything? Do we care?
No, we don't. The only thing we care about is that we had no major injuries. That's it. And as we saw this week, we have no major drama like Oakland is currently dealing with Antonio Brown.
Yes.
So the main thing is we have no drama. You can't really
contract drama like Zeke or
any of that. Yep. And you can't really draw a lot from preseason because it would. I mean, I think it was. What was the stat I saw yesterday? Somebody went 4-0 this preseason, and everybody harkened back to when the Detroit Lions went 4-0 and they finished 0-16.
Yeah, it means
so that stat right there alone shows you that preseason football means zero. It means nothing. So as long as we don't have any major injuries and no one got hurt, which they didn't, we're totally fine.
The biggest story out of the preseason that I think gained the most traction, television, media, online, was butt sweat.
Yeah.
The center's butt
Which
sweat. And we haven't heard about that for a few weeks, so it must have gone away. You must have figured something out.
Baby powder or something.
Yeah. I would go Gold Bond. Triple action.
Never used it.
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
You've never used it?
No.
Really, Todd?
Yeah.
No, see, look at that Gold Bond.
I don't work out. I don't have sweating problems.
You fit in those jeans. So.
Yeah, you don't sweat when you nap, so I think I'm all right.
How many naps a day?
I took one a day for 3 hours.
Well, one healthy one, or
I take a nap every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just one, or do you ration it out?
Just one.
One big one, and that's
two.
it.
Then you start to question whether or not you're back to being unemployed, and then we got to see the shrink 3 times a week. So one's enough. Yeah.
Nice. Kyle Sloter versus Sean Mannion. It seemed like, and I don't know if this was a bit, but it honestly did seem like a lot of Vikings fans thought that Sloter. There were some that were even saying maybe he should be the starter. There were a lot that were saying he should be the backup. He's no longer even with the team. What's your reaction to Sloter?
I see. The thing with Kyle Sloter, and I've met him a couple times. He's a really nice dude. We've had him in studio on the Power Trip. He's a really nice guy. But these people, I just don't understand it. He played against guys that aren't going to make a football team. A lot of them aren't on a football team.
Yeah.
He played against guys that there's no game plan. And whatever Zim basically said, he didn't do anything else other than do that. And there's more to being a quarterback than throwing it around in a third and fourth preseason game. Anyone who thinks that Kyle Sloter should be a starter should probably find something else to do on Sundays. It's just preposterous.
Yeah.
He's not that good.
Okay.
I mean, if he was that good, they would have brought him back
Yes.
on their practice squad, and they didn't.
Right.
Even though they paid money to get him originally from Denver. May he be good? The best opportunity he has is being in Arizona because they run that kind of fast break NBA style offense that they're going to run with Kyler Murray. That's his best shot. 2 or 3 years from now, he ain't going to be in the league and no one will care.
I love that NBA style offense.
Well, that's basically what they did at Texas Tech
ball.
and all that. Yeah.
Sure.
And that's the kind of offense, I always forget the head coach's name, but that's the kind of offense he ran at Texas Tech and all that. They're just going to bring that to the NFL.
Interesting. With
And it'll
Kyler
work.
Murray?
It'll work if Sloter gets a shot in that. That's the kind of offense he can run.
So obviously not a starter. You think there was not even a sense of having him be a backup? You say no. You say Mannion's the guy.
Mannion's absolutely the guy because they keep hearkening back to Mannion will probably not play. Kirk Cousins always,
Correct.
For the most
As
part,
long as he
knock
stays
on
healthy.
wood, stays
Yeah,
healthy.
absolutely.
But it's just Mannion knows what he's looking for. So we'll see. The backup quarterback should not matter. If any of them, Mannion or Sloter, started, we would have been in the tank for Tua, whatever, in Alabama, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Sure.
It wouldn't matter because if one of them starts, we're in big trouble.
Laquan Treadwell, 2016 first-round pick, gone. Josh Doxson here. What do you think about that?
I like the Josh Doxson thing. I think they really
Yeah.
wanted him back in the 2016 draft. Laquan Treadwell really never caught on.
Yep.
And it was the thing that I always got a couple very good friends of mine are really into college football.
Okay.
And I talked to him about
You
it.
talk to him so
about
you can gamble.
Yeah,
you
the gamble
use their
end,
insight
but
to
I
gamble.
asked him, I said,
I remember that.
what happened to Laquan Treadwell? At one point, I think it was the SEC, he was the best wide receiver in the SEC.
Yeah.
And then he broke his leg and he's never been the same. When you go back and you watch like either his freshman year or sophomore year, you would have gone, this guy's a top 5 pick. But it never really worked out. He's yet to get another chance, but we'll see. But I think Doxson can be a good 3rd or 4th wide receiver. There was a rumor out of Washington.
A rumor or a rummer?
Both. There was a rumor out of Washington that they wanted to cut, Gruden wanted to cut Peterson and keep Doxson, but the rumor is that Snyder said, no, you're keeping Peterson, we're keeping Doxson.
Well, Peterson needs the money.
And,
we know that.
But Peterson today, because this is on a Sunday, is inactive. So weird.
Is he still cashing checks?
I hope.
Or,
he hopes so too.
Yeah. Doxson, was his best season 6 touchdowns?
Yeah, and I think
with Cousins,
weren't they all from Cousins?
Yeah, so if you are, 3rd, maybe even 4th wide
There's
receiver.
no pressure on him anymore.
Yeah, no.
He's not a first. No one cares that he was a first-round pick. He's the 3rd or 4th wide receiver.
It's the comeback story.
And nobody splashed in that 3rd spot for the Vikings this preseason. Olabisi kind of jumped up, but Doxson's got a shot to be the 3rd guy and be on the field today and maybe play significant minutes.
Could be exciting. Special teams, that drama. I mean, we're sitting here. Colquitt is going to be the punter holder. 4th punter in 4 years. Total since 2012, 4 draft picks, 4 free agent pickups involving kicker or punter. We used to say that this was prefer. I mean, we could go back all the way to Longwell, Kluwe, but when they had any stability in those positions. Do you put it on Zimmer? Do you put it on? I mean, what has been the issue? Who's in whose head here?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
My answer would be I think the problem with the special teams is people. I didn't play pro football, and Henry Thomas, we can talk to him about it.
You played high school football.
2 games at high school, and it was horrible. And
You
then
had a
after
highlight tape.
my coach told me that I was the reason, and if he was the head coach, he'd cut me. Naturally, because I'm a quitter, I just went, well, that's enough.
You stayed with the team, though, right?
But the one thing I learned, and it's the same thing whether it's Pee Wee football all the way up to the pros, it's 3 phases. You gotta win 2 out of the 3. And I think a lot in today's day and age where all it is basically air raid football, people forget about the special teams. They think it's just a dime a dozen. You can get anybody to punt, you can get anybody to kick. But I think the Vikings have realized that they need somebody to stabilize that position. And I think they have it in Bailey.
Yep.
Bailey's
Hopefully,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think they brought Vedvik in to maybe sneak onto their practice squad. That didn't work out. And this Colquitt guy, I think, can do it, but I don't know. I mean, if we're another thing, back to your first question, this is
Sure.
also a good sign
Yeah.
that this is what we're talking about, the special
Oh,
teams.
exactly, right, because
We're not talking about who's going to start at quarterback.
we're not
or
having
some
drama,
major
somebody
injury.
got in trouble with the law.
Or 2
somebody,
or 3 years
yep.
ago when we didn't know how Bradford was going to do in his first game.
Right, when Teddy's...
So, yeah,
I mean,
it's good thing so far for the Vikings.
let's talk a little bit more. We're taking on the Falcons today. Is there anybody to be afraid of with the Falcons?
Julio.
Matt
That's
Ryan,
it.
Julio. Devontae Freeman coming back just 2 games last year.
He had some, was it concussion issues?
I don't
think?
even remember the injury. Just
Yeah,
2
he was
games,
kind of beat
gone.
up. Julio Jones is one of the best wide receivers to ever play this game.
You think Xavier Rhodes is going to be covering the whole
Yeah,
game?
we hope. I mean, Xavier had a bad preseason, but I think a lot of it was, he saw, Harrison didn't play and Thielen didn't play in that third game, and he's
Yeah.
going, wait a minute, why do I
Yeah.
have to play it? So it's kind of that. It's,
Rest time.
the
Yeah.
older brother doesn't get to play. Why do I have to do it that whole bit?
Sure.
So there's that aspect. Julio and Julio and Rhodes shut down Julio.
Yeah.
They dominated him a couple years ago in Atlanta. They just kill him. I think they'll probably produce that again today.
I put something down here. 3 games that they've played against each other. Julio Jones has 0 touchdowns and averages 56 yards per game. His career average is almost double that, 96.6. They pretty much cut him in half and no scoring.
And Zimmer crushes Matt Ryan. They destroy Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
I think, was it a year or 2 ago, Matt Ryan had thrown a touchdown or more in every game he'd played in him, and he threw 0 against the Vikings.
How many fantasy football teams do you have?
1. I only do 1.
Yeah.
And I used to do 3, but then eventually you start playing against yourself.
That's exactly. I'm like, I hate to say, but Matt Ryan, Julio, they're on.
I have Julio. Have Julio, but I love Julio. Julio is my keeper. I love watching him play. He plays the game right, and he's a really respectful guy. And as we're seeing in Oakland, he's the exact opposite of that.
We'll get Henry Thomas up here in just a minute. One more thing, Kirk Cousins. Vikings fans, I don't feel have fully embraced him yet, but I saw this statistic. He is the first quarterback ever in NFL history, 4,000 plus yards, 30 touchdowns, and a 70% completion rate with less than 10 interceptions. Now, I know maybe the statistics seem a little gaudy, the league has changed, but he's the first ever to accomplish that. Shouldn't we be thinking that he is a little bit more steady?
I mean, he's the second. He's the second best quarterback in the division behind Rodgers. Stafford's older.
Yeah.
I think he may be younger than Rodgers.
I thought last year you liked Mitchell Trubisky a little bit more.
Mitchell Trubisky, my favorite thing about Mitchell Trubisky, and because I have a ton of spare time, there's a YouTube video, or it may even be on Twitter. Mitchell Trubisky can't throw left. He can't throw left. There's a whole 20-minute montage of him every time he drops back and throwing left. And it's worm burners and all that.
Just missing
Mitchell
everybody.
Trubisky is but I love Kirk Cousins as a person. I got to know him a little bit.
Well,
he's the best.
We'll put that on the YouTube show. We'll let you talk a little bit more about that.
But he's the best quarterback they've had if you take away Brett Favre and Fran Tarkenton. He's the best quarterback they've had.
All right. We'll do our picks before the end of the show. Time for a real quick break. Pints and Pigskins. It's football season. Show off your football skills. You can score up to $5,000 in free slot play. Purchase a Coors Light or Sam Adams at participating Mystic Lake bars. You get a voucher. Toss the football at Club M. You can score up to $25 free slot play. Score the highest single-day score of the season. You will win $5,000 in free slot play. Also, September Stacks drawings. The prizes are piled high during September Stacks, starting at 5 p.m. on Saturdays. 3 winners every half hour will score up to $1,000 in free slot play. The weekly 9 p.m. grand prize winner walks away $10,000 richer. Pretty good deal. You got to come here to Mystic Lake. All right, now it's time to welcome to the stage number 97, Henry Thomas. We welcome again Henry Thomas. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thanks for having me.
You're here last year. How have you been? What have you been up to? You look fantastic.
Hey, I'm trying. I mean, you can fit in your jeans. Look, first time ever skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans?
Skinny jeans.
Oh my goodness. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
They're easy to get on, but man, pulling them over your calf and all that. It's first
hear you,
time
man.
though, but
I'm proud
I
of
believe
you.
that for you. I know he likes to talk about his calves, but you might.
What you talk about your calf?
Yeah,
you
they're the
didn't
best
know?
part of my body. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
he likes to
Hey,
show
wanna
them
see
off.
him?
Look at that. He'll show off his
see.
calves. Look at those things.
It's okay.
Okay.
I can't pull mine up.
Yeah,
I can't pull mine up because
Not all
of
of
the
us
skinny
can
jeans.
wear
but-
skinny jeans. I
Well, I'm
apologize.
just saying, I'd be looking for those rustlers that
Yeah.
stole your calves. But I'm just
Brilliant.
So how have you been?
good. Everything down in Houston's going well. Everybody's doing well. You know,
yeah.
I'm excited about tonight, the start of football.
Yeah.
You know, so it's exciting.
Excited for this Viking season to kick off against
Yes.
Atlanta.
I'll be right there. In
Yeah.
fact, we got the on Saturday we're gonna have the kickoff.
At
Got
US
the-
Bank Stadium. You're
Yes.
going to be there. Who else? You're going to have some friends?
Pete Burch is gonna be there, and I heard Brett Michaels, so I gotta go find a bandana.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you, okay, don't joke. Are you a Poison fan? I would, if
I'm
I had
an
to
old
guess,
guy.
I would. Well, but Houston. So you got some Texas. I would guess that you probably weren't a Poison guy.
Wrong.
Really?
Foreigner, Journey, Poison. I'm all
Nice.
that.
So 80s, nice.
Oh my God, that was my era. You know, I'm an old guy. I mean,
Well,
I know
you're
I
not
don't
that
look
old.
it.
No, you
but-
don't look old at
You
all.
don't look
No.
old.
Yeah, I'll be double nickel next birthday, so 55.
You're going to be 55?
I like the
Wow,
look.
are
I
you
like the
really?
look. Yes.
Wow.
I thought you were barely 50.
Matt looks older than
Maybe.
you.
Yeah,
That's what I
I'm
was
starting. My grays are starting to
Yeah.
show. I'm in trouble here.
Yeah, Grecian. No, I keep my grays down. And
So, do you want to talk Vikings or do you want to talk Patriots? You ended your career with 4 seasons with the Patriots.
yeah,
And you had some good seasons there, but what I think is so interesting, you played with Pete Carroll there.
yes.
And your last season, were you under Bill Belichick?
Under Bill
What was
Belichick.
that like? So, okay, their era is obviously something that football may never see again.
Right.
And that's when you went out. Could
Well-
you have predicted back in 2000 where they would be and be like, this is one of the
Well-
greatest coaches ever?
I'll tell you how it went for me in my last year. I was due a a roster bonus. They decided we're not going to give you the roster bonus, but we're going to negotiate with you. Within 20 minutes of telling me that, I get the information that Drew Bledsoe has just been made the highest paid ever in the history. So that was some of my money, and I
You said,
understood.
oh, Drew Bledsoe's got your money.
Yeah, and then Belichick, I'm on the phone with him going back and forth. It's like, well, you know, I don't think he says to me, right now, Henry, we're a Super Bowl team. With you, we're Super Bowl champions. And I contemplated that statement, and I was like, it just sounds like something to get me to come back in. And I thought, 14 years, I'm very healthy.
Yeah.
I've accomplished so much as a nose tackle. I mean, 93 and a half career sacks, you know, over 1,000 tackles. You know, no other nose tackle's done that. And I think this is where I'm going to call it quits. And I'd be damned if they didn't win the Super Bowl.
They won the Super
Bowl. Yeah.
So, but I've been to therapy over that, and I'm good. You know, I got every now and again people mention that, and I always say, well, I got a scab in the back of the neck. You want to pick at that too?
Oh,
but I'm good. I'm good.
The reason I say it is just, you know, your Vikings career was fantastic.
Yes,
and we would love to
absolutely.
talk about that. I mean, the people that you played with, the coaches that you played for, those are stories, those are things that we love to talk about.
Absolutely.
But the fact that you ended with the Patriots, I'm like, let's talk about something a little different. Let's try to go that area.
Yeah,
instead
it was amazing because my first years playing in Minnesota, Pete Carroll was on the staff,
Right.
and he
Right.
was a secondary coach.
Yep.
And when I got to New England, he was the exact same guy that he was when I was in Minnesota. Fun, part of the guys, one of the gang, you know, and just really good. When Belichick comes in, he is not that guy, and he was so much of making the whole team be a team. I mean, I'm a 14-year guy, and he looks at me one day, we have a Monday night game, and he goes, "You're a fullback on short yardage." What?
You're like-
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. And he was like, there's 2 plays. Actually, there are 4 plays. If we put a motion in it, it's a pass. If it's odd, you go right. If it's even, you go left. I was like, okay, I got it. And we put it in on a Wednesday. We play Monday night game, and I'm all set to do that. And I'm like, I cause a fumble. We get the ball in on our own 5-yard line going in,
Yeah.
and he's calling short yardage heavy, and I'm standing right next to him, and he's looking at me. Short
Yep.
yardage heavy. And oh, that's me.
That's you.
So I run in, and of course, I got to look to see who I'm going to block on this play because I'm not getting the ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, great. We're playing Baltimore. I was like, oh, number 52.
Oh,
Great.
boy.
Oh, boy.
Ray Lewis. And I go in, I blow him up. We scored a touchdown, and I'm laying in a pile. And Ray looks over and goes, Hank, oh, okay, I got you. I got you.
That was
All right.
awesome.
So,
See, that is a good story because you can always ask, what was the biggest sack you had in a quarterback?
Yeah.
Who did you knock down and you're like, oh, That's the other side of the ball. You got to do
the
it.
next time they called that short yardage, she was standing on the sideline looking at me like, "Come on, Hank, let's do this again."
Let's go do it
Like,
again.
all right.
What
So
makes why does Belichick still work now? Is it that same thing where it's just it's all business?
It's all business and it's team oriented.
Yeah.
He has fun. He is probably the funniest coach I've ever worked for.
Really?
But
Behind the scenes, it
no,
must be. No?
like in the meetings and what have you. But when he's saying something, you take it to heart. But a lot of guys miss the funny because he's talking to you. You know, and,
sure,
you know, and
sure.
I was always the older guy in the back going, you know, not trying to bust out laughing. But he meant something by it, even though it was joking.
Yeah.
Nobody takes it as a joke except the older guys who've been around him and his friends. He had such a diverse group of friends. I mean, at one time, I'm in the locker room about to go out to a game, and there's Steven Tyler, and I go nuts. I'm like, "Oh, Steven Tyler," and he's like, "Yeah, you know, coming out." And then Bill comes out there, "Oh yeah," and then 2 weeks later, it's Colin Powell, and I'm like, "Are you
my
kidding me?"
goodness.
I mean, he had a diverse group of friends that nobody would. I mean, just from his personality, he's that kind of guy.
How much of it is Tom Brady?
It's the group. It's the combination.
everybody.
It's everybody.
But like you said about Steven Tyler, you could almost look at Brady and Belichick as a great singer and a great drummer. They
Right.
basically form this great combination that maybe once in a generation. You know, it's the guys in the Rolling Stones. It's the guys. It's just the perfect combination at the right time formed, and they create this beautiful football
and they
game.
do that thing.
Yeah.
And well, even the year that Tom was hurt, I mean, they bring a guy in and they win 11 games and don't win the division.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because he does such a great job of making everybody believe we're a team and we'll do whatever we have to do for the team. I mean, he loses all his cornerbacks one year. He takes a slot receiver and puts him over there, and the guy finished the year with 7 interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
Well, and of course, the hot rumor going around the league is if all this stuff breaks with Antonio Brown in Oakland, that's where he's going to end up. They think
more
he's
than
gonna,
likely.
and it'll work. It'll work
Absolutely.
because Belichick will go, well, I don't care.
Yeah.
We're going to play football and that's it.
Yeah.
And it'll probably work, and he'll break just like with Randy back in 07.
Exactly
Randy,
right.
they thought Randy's career was over, and Randy killed the league, and it might happen again if Antonio Brown ends up in New England.
Absolutely.
Wow, you're like looking in the crystal ball, saying where he's going to end up. You're going ahead a little bit.
Yeah,
I know there's
I know.
drama, but you never know. Okay, so enough New England, the Vikings.
The Vikings.
When people come up and talk to you, do they ask more about like Keith Millard, Dolman, Al Noga? I mean, who do they ask you about?
First question is always Johnny.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know about Johnny Randall.
Yeah?
You know, was he really? And and I have to tell him he evolved to that. He started at a different level.
The character grew.
Yes, it grew. I mean, that's who he always was. But when he got the success and found his groove, he just let out what he's always been. Yeah. But I get a lot of questions on Chris. Well, a lot of people are concerned about Chris, because he had the brain tumor and the surgery, and they know he and I are very close, and so we always spoke, and we still speak. I spoke to him 3 days ago, so and
We'll give him our best. All the Vikings fans' best.
Yeah.
We'll do. In a couple of weeks, he'll be back here with
That'll
us
be-
for Alumni Week.
that'll be
So
wonderful.
we'll be excited
Awesome,
about that.
awesome. What do you think of this team this year? I mean, there were a ton of expectations last season. Now you come in and you go, well, I mean, a lot of people aren't expecting them to do much after the 8-7-1 season last year.
Well,
What do you think of them this year?
They have a very important piece back, the running back.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of pressure off the quarterback. Defense is Minnesota. We're always stout. We're always going to have a great defense. I think the defense is always evolving, but I think adding the running back, that piece is going to make our offense that much more dynamic. And I think we're going to do better than the record last year.
I hope so, because
Yes.
there are a lot of people excited about it, and there isn't a lot of pressure this year.
Well,
on it.
we spoke about it I do a weekend radio show
Yeah.
back in Houston, and we spoke about it, and we said this is probably, other than the West, this is one of the toughest division, and the winner of this division is probably going to come out 9-7.
Yeah.
And it really depends on who the Lions are going to beat during,
Right, yeah,
during
that's a
that
great
season.
point, yeah.
And at the end of the year, you got Minnesota Week 17 playing Chicago. Green Bay playing the Lions, and it's gonna come out. It's gonna be that tight of a division that 97 will probably win it.
It's a fun division.
Yeah.
Yes.
We could throw out stats. We could talk all day if we wanted, but I'm just going to say Alan Page and John Randall are the only Minnesota Viking tackles with more sacks than you.
Absolutely.
So he is one of the best of all time. You deserve more accolades.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Thanks again to Henry Thomas. LFA Mixed Martial Arts returns when LFA 77 takes over the Mystic Showroom for a night of hard-hitting action. You can witness top contenders and rising stars of MMA, one of the fastest-growing sports in the world. Paul, you're a huge fan, I know.
Huge,
Get ready
it's
for
the best.
every knockout and takedown during this live televised event right here at Mystic. Okay.
Sweet.
By the way, helmet signed by Henry Thomas. This season, last year we had the football. This year we got the helmet.
That's
gold
awesome.
Sharpie.
Man, the budget
I think it
is
ends up in
gigantic for this
Todd's
show.
office. It's like it sits on his desk. I don't know, but it's beautiful. It's a piece here on our set. We got a couple minutes left. Do you remember Predictors that used to be? I Steal It. It was from your show.
Yeah, the radio bit. Yeah.
Last year, our last show of the season, the Vikings had already been eliminated, but the schedule, the opponents had been released, not the schedule. And so we knew it. We said it. You went out. It lives on YouTube. You can look it up. We've got proof. You said that the Vikings would go 4-12. I said that they'd be 14-2. Obviously, I was joking. You were probably joking too. Here's what I wanted to go with. Predictors are so stupid. Not your bit. The NFL, ESPN has it right now, saying
CBS Sports
everybody.
Line guy
They're like,
the
pick
Vikings
who's going
to
win
win
all
the Super Bowl.
I know it's all over the
Page
place.
clicks. It's all it is.
I know.
We just live in a. That's all it is.
I think. Packers. No. I think we should.
No one cares about that guy.
We should pay attention about every quarter, every 4 games. Then you should maybe look at the standings. Before that, don't get too. If you go 0-3 over. Yeah, but these predictors.
Stupid.
Local TV stations vote if you think the Vikings are going to win. It's like it's clicks.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So as long as we're making fun of that, last year you said that which one did you say? I said the Chiefs were going to beat the Bears. You said the Chargers were going to beat the Saints. This year, ESPN says Saints are going to beat the Chargers. If you had to make a prediction right now, spot on, Super Bowl champion.
Kansas City Chiefs.
That's who I would go with right now, too.
But that's, it has
Mahomes,
to be.
It's a fun pick. It seems flashy.
Drew Brees has lost the zip on his fastball. He doesn't have that same velocity that he used to. He's basically turned into Jose Barrios.
He's losing it. He's got the yips.
I don't know, man. I would go Chiefs. They're really good. They're loaded with running back now that they got LaShawn McCoy. They got great wide receivers. They're loaded, and they loaded up that defense.
20 seconds left. Next week, we got Tommy Kramer as our guest. You're going to want to be here for Thursday Night Lights. He was here last year. He was great, too. Today's game, who wins?
The Vikings win 27-20.
I'll just say Vikings.
Okay.
I won't say comfortably, but it might be more than that. Don't forget, follow us Twitter, Insta, YouTube, Facebook, all the fun stuff. We'll see you back here.
Follow Todd Snapchat. You'll get things you want.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.